Yeah, or any central bank or any Fed to stand idle and then refuse to support its government at this time. And what is being done, right, is being done in any climb. And at the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting, I did say, and I gave data about what is being done, even in developed economies, about what needs to be done to shore up their economy and take them out of recession. Nigeria is unfortunately in a very bad situation. I'm not going to pretend about it, in the sense that we are facing problem about productivity output, which is GDP. Luckily, we managed to just come out of it with a hair's breadth. And we are working very hard to see how we can not only have our head above water, but get our waist above water. That is what we are focused on right now. And of course, we're also confronted by issues of inflation and prices and the rest of them. And so for us to begin to see that some people playing some games, trying to come up with overheating this polity, talking about printing of money, I think is very unfortunate and totally inappropriate. And I would like to advise that this should stop.
It's still the news on Splash 105.5 FM. Now turning to the foreign scene, where Hong Kong pro-democracy media tycoon Jim Lai has been sentenced to 12 months in prison after being found guilty of unauthorized assembly. Mr. Lai was one of several activists in court today who were earlier found guilty of charges relating to large pro-democracy demonstrations in 2019. The 73-year-old founder of Apple Daily is a fierce critic of Beijing. The verdict comes as the mainland is increasingly cracking down on Hong Kong's rights and freedoms. Now, 8 people have been killed and many injured in a shooting in the U.S. city of Indianapolis. Police say witnesses heard several gunshots at a FedEx facility, and one said he had seen a man firing an automatic weapon. The gunman, thought to have been acting alone, is reported to have killed himself. Authorities said there was no further threat to public safety. And police say several of the injured are in hospital as flights from the nearby airport are not affected, adding that many others were treated at the scene or themselves sought treatment in hospital. And finally, in sports news, world 100-meter champion Christian Coleman has had his 2-year ban for missing 3 drug tests reduced by 6 months following an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS. The 25-year-old American will still miss the Tokyo Olympics starting in July as the ban runs until 14th November. He can, however, defend his world indoor and outdoor titles next year. CAS partially upheld the Athletics Integrity Unit's AIU ruling, but found his degree of negligence to be lower. Coleman, who won 100 meters gold at the World Championships in Doha in 2019, was first provisionally suspended in June 2020 after missing a 3rd test in December 2019. The AIU investigation into his rule violations said there was no suggestion he had ever taken a banned substance. And Roma's Edin Dzeko scored the equalizer in a 1-1 draw against Ajax on the night to advance to the Europa League semi-finals 3-2 on aggregating Rome on Thursday. The last Italian team left in European competition held off the Dutch to set up a Final Four clash with Manchester United, who beat Granada. Roma had won the first leg 2-1 in Amsterdam, but the Dutch dominated early in the Stadio Olimpico, taking the lead after the break with a Brian Brobby goal. Roma's hopes of reaching the Champions League season next season could depend on their success in the Europa League as they sit 7th in Serie A. All right, just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Federal government to resume issuance of new SIM cards on April 19th. An acting inspector general of police has vowed to tackle secession, threats, kidnapping, others. On the foreign scene, Jimmy Lai sentenced to 1 year for pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. And in sports, American sprinter Christian Coleman has 2-year ban reduced by 6 months. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now, you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, opinion poll, and also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 1055.com, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawowo, assisted by Chinwe Churchill. I'm Ronke, giwa, Onafuwa. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports,